Alrighty, let's jump in here. It's pretty good. Alright, this is Ace of 26. I haven't played this yet.
Objection.
I haven't played this yet myself, so I will not know what the fuck is going on. I won't know the answer to the puzzles or anything like that. Cutscene. Yes. Good. I played all the.
Pay attention then.
I played almost all of the other Ace Attorney games. I haven't played. Well, I haven't finished. Miles Edgeworth Investigations 2. And I haven't played the other Ace Attorneys that were not translated. But otherwise I've played 1, 2, 3, and Dual Destinies. And Edgeworth Investigations 1. All of which were generally enjoyable, so I'm looking forward to this. Hopefully it's going to be a good time. Let's go! Welcome to America.
On the western edge of the Far East.
Time to eat some hamburgers.
Lies a peaceful country of spirit mediums and mystery.
Oh right, we also played Latent Versus, which is even on recording.
But now, the flames of revolution are threatening to consume it whole.
Revolution?
But things like revolt and revolution.
Revolution.
Were the furthest things from my mind when I first arrived in this land.
So much to my own dismay, Dual Destinies started
What is going on?
the thing of making stuff 3D models, which aren't yet in, but they're gonna show up soon now once we're out of anime cutscene land. And yeah, I really like the original pixel artwork, but unfortunately we're 3D now because it's easier to produce. Ah well. Here in Karain, death is not the end. Even after death, and the soul lives on in the Twilight Realm. Some Yu-Gi-Oh shit. And priestesses can commune with the spirits of the dead, right? Fear not death. Ooh. In the name of the Holy Mother. In the name of the Holy Mountain. And you gotta cross it horizontally. Fear only the impurities of your soul. Kablamo. Alrighty. I guess he was pretty impure.
Oh boy, it's
Is that
time
Hulk
to
Hogan?
PPP prosecute.
What's Hulk Hogan doing here? I'll have the child take the blame, brother. April 23rd, 4:26 p.m. Kingdom of Karain. Crayon. Whew, I'm finally here. So this is the Kingdom of Crayon,
We
huh?
already know the culprit. This will be easy.
What a long trip. I wonder how many hours I was in the air. Just look at this place. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of reading, so better get used to my voice. Get a load of this. Get a load of this. Sonic. Really feels like I'm in another world here. And that gorgeous temple. I read that's the center of town. Wow, it knocks right in the middle of the street. I have to get a picture of that. Snap, snap. Excuse me, sir. I wonder what kind of bird this is. Never seen anything like it. It's quite a crest it has on its head. Excuse me, sir. What? Oh, yeah? Pardon me, but you Mr. Wright? Sure, that's me. Oops, hope he hasn't been trying to get my attention all this time. Wait a minute, are you... That's right. I'll be or guide at your service or something like that. I'm a monk in training at the temple.
Are you a boy or a girl?
Now I'll be your guide around town. It's very nice to meet you. Haparaki, okay. Happy what now? Haparaki, that's how we greet people here in Crayon. It's like hello or how do you do? It's a pretty handy expression, you know. Okay, let me give it a try. Hello, I'm Phoenix Wright. Haparaki or something. My name is Phoenix Wright, in case you didn't know already, and I run a small law office. Well, that's what I do back home, anyway. Right now, I'm just a traveler, a stranger in a strange land. Welcome to our country. Welcome to the Kingdom of Crayon, land of the spirit mediums and mystery. This is for you. Celebrate your arrival. Speaking of mystery, what is this mysterious green lump exactly? Allow me to explain. This is a famous Chinese sweet bun. It's called a magataman or soul bun. It's shaped like a magatama. It's so yummy it'll send your soul straight to the Twilight Realm. That doesn't exactly make me eager to try it. Thanks. I think I'll indulge later. Where are you gonna stuff it though? That'll be 20 damas. Thank you for your patronage. I have to pay? I always have plenty of those on hand, so just let me know if you ever want any more. No wonder his bag looks so heavy. Stuffed with all those tools of his trade. Whoops, almost forgot to tell you something really important. It's about Miss Maya. She can't come see you for a few days yet. Yeah, when I called her from the airport, she said she was still training up in the mountains. Told her I'd wait for her here. Either way, I was glad to hear she's in good spirits. So, at the end of Ace Attorney 3, Trials and Tribulations, I believe is the title of that. Maya, your companion, leaves to... She's like a Karain spirit medium, and she goes off to train at her home village or whatever, like this place. And you haven't seen her since, so that's kind of, you know, the backstory here. Either way, I was glad to hear she's in good spirits. Unless they're just gonna explain this now, in which case I'll look like a fucking idiot. Maya Fey. She's a spirit medium who used to work as my assistant. There you go. There she is. I came all the way out here to celebrate the end of her ascetic training with her.
And Pearl was our assistant since then, right?
We had some other ones as well. Well, Pearl was... Pearl is more like she helped out while Maya was still around. And since then, things have been switched around and, like, Phoenix Wright has taken sort of a backseat for a couple of games. Oh, right, I forgot, like, that I played, like, Apollo Justice was another entry. Which I also played. Apollo Justice, you played as Apollo Justice, and not as Phoenix Wright. And then you had Dual Destinies, where you played as... I forget her name, but some other gal. And also not as Phoenix Wright, so... yeah. Anyway.
Athena Sykes.
Yes, that's the name. Dual Destinies was kind of really forgettable, so... yeah. Albie, this is my first time in this country, so I'll be counting on you, okay? You got it, sir. Please don't hesitate if you need anything at all. I was right when she told me I could leave everything in your capable hands. Aw, shucks, you said that? That sure was nice of her. I had a chance to show Miss Maya around a little bit, too. There's one person Maya was worried about, it's me. Because we both know trouble likes to follow you wherever you go, she said. Ugh, that girl worries me too much. But you sure came early to the party, Mr. Wright, sir. I mean, Miss Maya won't be done with her training for another 2 weeks. Ugh, hate to admit it, but I came early because I was worried about her. Oh, well, you know, I thought I'd get in a little sightseeing first. Ooh, sightseeing? Well, I'm your man for that. I'll show you all the best sights in this country has to offer. Thanks, that will be great. I guess Albie likes to take his job very seriously. Well, what are you waiting for? The sights aren't going to see themselves. Yikes, you don't have to shove. First stop, Temple, right there in the center of town. There's something there I really want to show you. In case you're entirely unfamiliar with Ace Attorney games, they're mostly visual novels with some deductive puzzling mixed within. Well, it's even more impressive up close. Allow me to explain. This is the heart of our town, Temple. It was created by the founder of Koreanism, the Holy Mother herself. Training right here at this temple to be a monk someday. I read that the people of this country are all adherents of Koreanism. According to my guidebook, it's a religion in which ancestral spirits are venerated. The Holy Mother was a great spirit medium who could commune with our ancestors' souls, and spirit mediums become queen to this day, direct descendants of the Holy Mother. Spirit medium rules the entire country, huh? Talk about power and influence. The main thing you'll want to see when you come to Temple is the Dance of Devotion rite. The Dance of Devotion takes place twice, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. This dance, along with the Song of Ceremony, is performed in offering to the Holy Mother. The Dance of Devotion has the power to summon forth souls of... Hold it! Slow down. Can't remember all of that at once. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I got a little overexcited. Anyway, the main thing I got from all that is that you really love your country. Well, that's sure true. I like this kid. He pours his heart into everything he does. Let's see. I guess I just explained about half of what I usually explain. So I'll give you a special discount and only charge you 10 damas for the tour fee. Thank you for your patronage. I guess he pours his heart into aggressive salesmanship too. Come to think of it, Miss Maya told me she could tell I love my country too. We stood here for about an hour while I told her all about the Holy Mother. Really? An hour? That counted as patience training. She seemed really interested too. Listened to my whole speech. Huh. That doesn't sound like the Maya I know. Miss Maya's so kind and nice. She treats me really well, like a little brother. She's kind of like a big sister to me. This is Maya Fey you're talking about, right? Maybe she's grown up since I last saw her. Oh no! What's the matter? Is it that time already? We have to hurry into the temple right away. But first, let me give you this lyrics card for the Song of Ceremony I told you about. There's an English translation of the lyrics there too, so give it a read, okay? Let's go.
When will we see
why the big
Mia?
rush? I don't know. I mean, she shows up in almost every game, so probably at some point. If you don't hurry, we'll miss the beginning of her benevolence's Dance of Devotion. Her benevolence? Oh boy, more cutscene.
Fire.
This kind of singing always reminds me of the Ghost in the Shell movies.
I should watch those two someday.
You haven't seen
I'll
them?
be your guy. You're under arrest for treason.
Who's she looking at? I mean, we're like
Stop
above
right
her,
at criminal
so
scum.
I don't know. She just looked at the floor really menacingly. High Court of Karain. Accused lobby. Let me in! Why won't you let me in? Because you're a foreigner. What business could you have with this court? Told you, my friend is on trial in here. Police raided a temple in the middle of the dance performance yesterday and arrested Albie on suspicion of treason. I was worried about Albie, so I just had to come see this trial. The trial isn't a tourist attraction, so clear off. Just want a picture for your scrapbook. Take one of me and get out of here. Look, you got it all wrong. Just great. Well, I guess there's only one thing to do. Oh boy. I'm a foreigner, but I'm not your average foreigner. What? Actually, a lawyer. Back at home, anyway.
Take out your badge, Nick.
What? A lawyer? I can't... That's not possible. What's he so shocked about? Well, whatever. Now's my chance. Nothing wrong with a lawyer entering the courtroom, right? Wait, get back here, you. Wow, Phoenix is fucking booking it. Amazing. Nice. So this is a Quranese courtroom. Of course. It's always the same. Wait, isn't that her benevolence? What's she doing here in court? The judge and the first prosecutor always look the same in every game. The divination seance has been performed. I'll now hand down my verdict against the accused.
It's great.
I love the amount of ways they find to change the designs. What? A verdict already? But the trial only just started. Please take another look. Seances performed by Princess Raifa are infallible. They show only the truth. Oh, okay. That right. What right do you have to question her abilities? But I didn't... Isn't it ironic that you, a devout adherent of Christ, would dare doubt her insight? Non-believers will only be met with suffering in the Twilight Realm, you know. But I didn't do it. Your benevolence, allow me to explain, I beg of you. Fuck you. There's no merit to be had in indulging the ramblings born of a criminal's unclean soul. What the fuck? The judge made his ruling based on something called a divination seance? What is Albie's attorney doing? Oh. Wait a minute. Where is Albie's attorney? Why is this happening? I didn't do anything wrong. Foolish fool of a fool, man.
Albie has an alibi.
Doubting the divination seance is tantamount to doubting the Holy Mother herself. Because you could never lie, or what? Your Majesty, as royal priestess and in the name of the Holy Mother, I command you. Impose the highest penalty against this unclean soul. As you command, so shall it be done, your benevolence. May her holiness grant us her divine favor. Or Dihara Grain, or something. Heil Hitler is what I think that means. Probably. What? What? Well, there he is. Wait just one moment. Yeah. Ugh, me and my big mouth. Now what? Mr. Wright? What are you doing here, sir? Well, I'm in it now, so I have to do this right. Desk clown. Your Honor, it's too soon to give you a verdict. This trial has only been underway for a few minutes. Excuse me? Who on earth are you? I'm, well... an ordinary tourist, Your Honor, just passing through. Huh, a tourist, are you? Hapiraki. But more importantly, where is this boy's defense attorney? Defense attorney? Whatever are you talking about? He doesn't need a defense attorney. Wait, what? Of course he wouldn't be aware, being a foreigner and all, but we have no need for defense attorneys here in the Kingdom of Crane. Leave it all up to her benevolence, the sacred power of spirit communion. Her divination seances determine it all. What? But surely you see how unfair that is. What kind of insane court system are they running here? You would dare mock me, you barb-headed buffoon? If you value your life, you will leave post-haste. Or shall I summon the bailiff? The bailiff is that big scary dude with the big scary gun, isn't he? I'm sure he would be happy to oblige you with a bullet or two as a souvenir of your travels. Wow, making a real good fucking impression on tourism. The cost of an arm and a leg, no doubt. Now hold on, Mr. Wright has nothing to do with any of this. Albie. I appreciate what you're trying to do, Mr. Wright, but never mind about me. You just go ahead and go see Miss Maya. But forget about me. You have to go now. I'm sure you can find another guide. There were lots more places I wanted to show you, but it looks like I won't get a chance now. I'm sorry. The poor kid. He's trying to put on a brave face, but look how terrified he is. What can I do? What should I do? Obviously. Can't just let a verdict be handed down with nobody standing in Albie's corner. If Albie doesn't have a defense attorney, then I'll do it. I'll defend him. Defend him? You can't be serious. Did you hear that? Is he out of his mind? Heaven forbid. Defend me, Mr. Wright. What are you saying? You can't do that.
Shocking.
I most certainly can. Don't worry. I'm quite used to tackling all sorts of trials. Besides, can you imagine how furious Maya will be if I let anything happen to you? Mr. Wright... You are but a naive tourist, ignorant of our ways. But if you are smart, you will heed my advice. Do not pursue this matter any further. Looks like defending somebody is easier said than done in this country. Bailiff, throw this man out. Your Majesty, if you please. Do you have something to say, Mr. Payne? Why not allow it, Your Majesty? Why not have him defend the accused? It could prove very interesting, right, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Right, Mr. Whoever you are. Prosecutor, are you acquainted with this traveler? That's Chief Prosecutor, Your Majesty, and yes, I am acquainted with him. He's a defense attorney from my native land. I've had dealings with him in the courtroom before. Heavens to Betsy. What? That's right. You're a defense attorney? What? A defense attorney? Well, this is a shock. You may be surprised to hear that I have more than 10 years of experience. I guess there aren't all that many lawyers around here. Part-time. Your Majesty, would you kindly allow it? Your Majesty, would you kindly allow us to proceed in the manner of my old country? Mr. Payne, I've already made a ruling in this case. Call it nostalgia, if you will, but I'm most eager to give it a try. I have a previous engagement, you see. I clashed together with the missus. Your Majesty, I agree we should have a whack at it. Sounds amusing. A score of years have passed since we last saw a defense attorney in this courtroom. A score as in 20 years? What's the deal with this country? Mr. Payne, I want that barbed head brought to me on a stick. As you wish, your benevolence. I, Chief Prosecutor Payne, will see to it myself. Very well, Mr. Payne. If that is what you and your benevolence want, I will acquiesce. As for the defense, I hope you are prepared for every eventuality. Every eventuality? What is he talking about? There, are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Sure, thank you, Mr. Payne. And sorry for not remembering you earlier. That's Chief Prosecutor, or the Incredible Payne, as I'm always so known in this country. And you'll see soon enough just why that is, when you're forced to capitulate to me before this very court of law. Why is he so strangely confident? And not only that, but what's with the gallery? Just you watch. That defense attorney will try and twist the truth. You can bet on it. Get him, Chief Prosecutor. This is way more lawyer hate than even back home. Now, if you will please give me your opening argument once again, Mr. Payne. Certainly, Your Majesty. The accused is charged with 2 crimes, larceny and murder. Yesterday, the Founder's Orb was stolen from the treasure room of Temple. In addition to the theft, 2 other things were discovered in the treasure room. The dead body of Mr. Potroll, Temple security guard, and the empty treasure box that housed the orb which Mr. Owl was in charge of guarding. We believe that Mr. Owl was murdered by the thief who stole the treasure. Kill a guard armed with a gun. What a terrifyingly bold act. I couldn't agree more, Your Majesty. Please allow me to submit as evidence the victim's autopsy report and crime photo. So I assume, as usual also, this first court case is not going to require any evidence collection? It's been a long time since we had evidence presented in court as well. It's kind of refreshing, actually. We may rely on the power of seances, but our police still carry out investigations. Thus, any proof I provide is indisputable. Oh, really? Well, forgive me if I don't just take your word for it. Yes, I know how to check evidence. Thank you very much. Such a deplorable crime. The audacity of stealing the sacred treasure of Her Holiness, our founding mother. It's a crime that strikes at the very heart of our nation. Exactly, Your Majesty. We mustn't let the culprit get away with these heinous deeds. Indeed, such deeds are best described as treason against the crown. Is this treasure really such a valuable object? How can you even ask such a thing? Of course it is. Why, sealed within this treasure is the very soul, the midama of the Holy Mother. Her soul is sealed within the treasure? I think I'll take that with a grain of salt. You don't believe it, do you? Of course I believe it. Something tells me I better play along. This kind of irreverence is exactly why I dislike defense attorneys so much. Your Honor, Your Majesty? What is it now? This treasure, I've never seen it, so it's a little hard for me to imagine. Could I see a photo of it or something? Of all the outlandish requests, you defense attorneys are truly beyond the pale. He's been getting awfully angry with me, and are those veins popping out of his forehead? It's forbidden for anyone outside of the royal family to view the treasure itself. They say that anyone without the proper spiritual power will be blinded instantly. Oh, so it doesn't exist. That's great. That is why the average person has never seen the treasure, Mr. Wright. I guess there are national treasures that are off limits to the public back home, too. For the benefit of the shamelessly uninformed defense, let me share this newspaper article. It includes photos taken about 8 years ago when the treasure was unearthed. These are the only public photos of the outer box in existence. What's more, the treasure box only leaves the temple's treasure room but once a year. For a special New Year's rite that takes place at the palace. Therefore, this treasure box has only ever been seen by a handful of people. Let me actually take a look at the records of When the dragon and tiger battle, the founder offers divine protection. When the butterfly embraces the midama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Now death, April 23rd. Okay. 2 in the afternoon, cause of death, cerebral contusion. Okay. So, why is there blood on the vase? What's that scroll about? Whoops, I skipped the text. Right, your majesty. Inexcusable thievery of precious national treasures for personal gain. And the culprit is the accused. So used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure, is that it? The accused's family is by no means wealthy. To help with family finances, he works as a tour guide in addition to his ascetic training. Thank you for giving an excellent outline of the case, Mr. Payne. Now then, no more questions from the defense, I presume? What? No, I do have questions. Even more? But you just asked a bunch. I'll make it snappy. My class starts in just a few short minutes. What? You still planning on going to that thing? There's still a lot I don't know about the case. I should ask now while I have the chance. Let's see, what else do I need to know more about? Of course, the crime scene. Mr. Payne, where did the crime take place? What? As already stated, it was in the treasure room of the temple. Oops, that's right. Yes, I just didn't know he was gonna fucking ask that. Fuck you. He apparently has all the brain power of a barnyard chicken, your majesty. Oh, ho, ho, ho. That explains why he has a crest like a rooster. No matter where I go in the world, the insults are always the same. Your Majesty, please let me try again. Let's see, what else do I need to know about? Guess the weapon, the motive is clear. Mr. Payne, what was the murder weapon? The murder weapon was the treasure box itself. That explains some things? Why is his hand bloody, though? The empty treasure box left at the scene had a large blood stain on it. How utterly reprehensible. Oh wait, how utterly reprehensible. Using a sacred treasure box for murder. The accused came to the treasure room with the express purpose of stealing the treasure. He climbed the altar stairs and snatched the box, ready to abscond with the treasure. But he was discovered by Mr. Roll, who had come to the room in the course of his rounds. After walloping Mr. Roll on the head with the treasure box, the accused forced the bloodied housing open and made off with the treasure inside. Okay. But the defendant is just a little boy. I hardly think he will be able to hit the victim, a grown man, on the head. A very good point, Mr. Wright, but I'm afraid he won't help you. At the time of the crime, the accused was on the stairs leading up to the altar. The accused's elevated position will be more than make up for the difference in stature. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Ho 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 ho! Mr. Payne, your reasoning is flawless. What an elegant argument. Hats off to you, Chief Prosecutor. Your title is obviously well earned. Well, the accused's guilt is certainly conclusive. Unless there is anything else, I'm ready to announce my verdict. Very well, in that case, I find the accused... Just one moment, Your Majesty. Don't you think you're rushing the verdict just a little bit? I told you, I have plans to attend to and... Ah! I'm late. It's already started. How did the time fly by so fast? You still stuck on that? You haven't even heard the defendant side of the story yet. Your Majesty, the defense asserts its right to cross-examine the defendant. Huh? Did I say something funny? Cross-examine the... What do you mean by that? What? What do you mean, what do I mean? I seem to have some dim recollection of the process, but I can't quite recall. And little wonder, and so-called defendant hasn't been questioned in over 20 years. Should I even be surprised anymore? Anyway, I demand we let the defendant, or the accused, tell his side of the story. Is that really necessary? Of course it's necessary, Your Majesty. What harm could it do? I say we allow the boy to speak, Your Majesty. Though I doubt he'll have anything of relevance to say. Oh, kind of you, your royal painness. Very well. As long as it's okay with you, Mr. Payne. Also, my throat is already aching, so this is gonna be great. I'm already hopelessly late for my class anyway. In that case, the prosecution calls the accused back to the witness stand. Oh, but before we do, I'd better call my wife and apologize for missing that class. Any objections? Go for it, Your Majesty. Accused, state your name and occupation again, if you would. I'll be your guide. I'm in training to be a monk, and I'm a tour guide too. Why me? Now, where were we? Cross-examining the defendant, Your Majesty? Right, let's do that then. At the defense attorney's insistence, I might add. He sounds a little dispirited. His wife must have given him a piece of her mind. Well, the defense had better get to it. Make it quick, if you please. The defense... Mr. Wright, I didn't know you were a lawyer. Well, I am, and I'm here to defend you, Albie. Don't worry. All you have to do is tell the truth, and you'll be alright. You tricked me. What? If I knew you were a lawyer, I wouldn't have given you that tour. Get back that mug of Taman I gave you yesterday. Albie, what's gotten into you? Don't talk to me, you disgust me. Now even always against me. But why? This must be a new experience for you, Mr. Wright, being loathed by a client. Actually, it isn't, but... Now then, accused, please give the court your testimony. The incident occurred around noon, during the break between the morning and afternoon dances of devotion. I want you to tell the court what you were doing around that time. Alright. Here we go. I didn't kill Mr. Roll, and I didn't steal the treasure. I'm not allowed to go anywhere near the treasure room. I've never even seen that treasure box with the green Kuranese butterfly on it. When the incident happened, I was in the hallway planning out my tour route. Okay, that previous statement is even wrong. Were you well acquainted with the victim? Yes, he used to chat with me whenever we ran into each other in the temple. Mr. Roll was a monk in training when he was a kid too, you know? I bet Albie looked up to him. But he had to give that up and go to work when his family needed money. That's why he became a guard, but at least that way he could still stay on at the temple. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. The victim's parents apparently both died relatively young, so Mr. Roll had to support his younger brothers and sisters as well. But even with his job as a security guard, I'm sure things couldn't have been as easy for him. Sounds like his circumstances and Albie's were quite similar. Mr. Roll encouraged me to never give up. Albie, you train hard and make sure you become a monk one day. Don't end up like me, he'd say. He was always cheering me on in my training, and in my tour guide business too. Why in the world would I kill a nice man like that? Yes, yes, I see. You expressed yourself well. Defense, now that you've heard the accused's account, are you finally satisfied? If so, let's draw this to an expeditious conclusion. But your majesty, I haven't even cross-examined your defendant yet. Huh? That wasn't the end of it? It's been so long I don't rightly recall what this cross-examining thing is all about. A judge who doesn't know what a cross-examination is. What a fresh hell is this? I really do wish I could remember how it works. Should I give the judge a refresher? I knew how it works, so no thank you. Better save my breath. The judge doesn't exactly seem like a model student. I'll just have to watch and see how it's done. Already know what to press. Alright. I didn't kill Miss Roll. Yeah. I mean, I could already present, because I know that's not possible. But I'm just gonna press it first to make sure. A box with a butterfly on it. Yeah, you can see it in that newspaper article. Look! See? There's a relief on the Quranese butterfly in the treasure box. And this design here carved on the back of the box. I see it now. Okay, I could present immediately. It's a sacred butterfly said to carry the soul, or mitama, of the departed. Its wings form a loop that cradles the mitama and carries it to the Twilight Realm. As you can see, there's even one depicted here behind me at the judge's bench. Oh, what do you know? There it is. It kind of looks like he's about to be carried off to the Twilight Realm himself. Anyway, I've never seen this treasure box. Besides... Yes, you have, you motherfucker. Don't lie to me.
There it is.
No, how do I...
Objection!
There we go. Oh, Albie, why would you lie to me? So you say you've never laid eyes on the treasure box, is that right? That's right. It's forbidden, so I'd never do that. In that case, how did you know there was a green butterfly on it? Huh? Because I saw the picture of it in that newspaper article. Nope. Take another look. These photos are in black and white. Couldn't possibly tell what color the butterfly is from these pictures. Ah!
Pincers, hi there.
You don't need to TTS me to say hi to pincers. Hold on, his back, did it just move? Paul Kunka! I beg your pardon?
Hi, Pincers.
Paul Kunka is a word in Quranese that people use when they're surprised. You just exposed a lie, so this is the power of cross-examination, is it? I should be the one shocked here by your shocking lack of understanding. But, just a moment. If the accused was lying, then it just makes him more suspicious than ever. Ugh, this just makes things worse for me than ever.
Mom, look, I'm on TTS.
Avi, are you hiding something? Please give only true statements. I can't help you if you don't tell the truth. Darn, I just can't seem to get him to open up to me. So, accused, you have seen the treasure box with your own eyes after all, haven't you?
I am disappointed in you, my son.
Well, maybe I did take a peek at one time a long time ago when I was cleaning the treasure room. But you weren't in the treasure room at the time of the incident, right? Of course I wasn't. That is a lie. You're most definitely inside the treasure room on the day of the incident. And I have proof. He does? This was found on the floor of the treasure room. It's a scroll entitled Notice and contains a list of temple monk duties. These instructions pertain to the day of the incident. And what exactly is that supposed to prove? The accused's fingerprints were found on the scroll. What? Oh no! Where is it? It's not there. I must have dropped it somewhere. Indeed, you must have dropped it when you were busy murdering the victim. Ugh. No. Then that means Albie was there on the day of the incident. Ho. So this is the power of cross-examination. The more the accused talks, the guiltier he paints himself. Yes, it would seem so, Your Majesty. Predicted my argument and had evidence ready to refute it. How was any of that supposed to... whatever. See, I told you I couldn't trust lawyers and their lies. Their benevolence has already said the kid's guilty. No. Everything's going all wrong. Shadu, what do I do? As I suspected, this cross-examination session has served no purpose whatsoever. No, you're wrong. But armed as we are with our benevolence's insight, there's no reason to doubt his guilt. And I guess I'll just have to poke holes in this insight of hers. By the way, this didn't prove to be very interesting at all, Mr. Payne. Nevertheless, I'll now finally announce my verdict. Wait, just one moment, Your Majesty. I haven't seen this divination seance for myself yet. As the defense, I have the right to check it. Is that really necessary? And to get home and apologize to my wife. I guess you really did give him the business. Your Majesty, I enthusiastically support having Mr. Wright see the seance. You do? And why is that, Mr. Payne? Don't you want to see it? See the lawyer being utterly crushed by the power of the seance? And then watch him tearfully beg for mercy. Well now. I'm sure it'll make up for not getting to go to that class with you live. It certainly does sound worth seeing, and it give me that juicy tidbit to sell to the missus. Ho. I've been reduced to a juicy tidbit. Well, for an interloper, I imagine you do have to see it for yourself to be convinced. Certainly unprecedented, but let's have divination seance performed again. But then, right after the tearful begging, I really do have to be going. The only tearful begging is going to come from the prosecution when we're through. How pitiful the defense looks, still scrambling desperately for a foothold. Blissfully unaware that defeat and despair are all that await him. Here we go. Dot. There she is, her benevolence. Your benevolence, right, Fa Padma Kurain. Thank you for coming all this way once again. Wait, she left? I thought she said this was going to be interesting. Why did she leave? Your gratitude is unnecessary, and this is simply my duty. Dots. Barb-headed attorney. Yeah. I am told you question the veracity of the sacred divination seance. It would seem the depths of your irreverence and blasphemy are lost on you. I'm just a foreigner ignorant in the ways and customs of this country. I apologize in advance for anything rude I might say or do, your benevolence. All I want is a fair trial for Albie. You would imply that the trials of this country are unfair? Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality. What's fair about trials with no defense and no chance for the accused to tell their story? How dare you speak to her benevolence in that manner? Did you hear that? What a motherfucker. Yikes, looks like I really stuck my foot in it this time. Wow, xenophobia is strong in this one. Shut the fuck. She's standing up for me. Be not disquieted, my people. He merely expresses her opinion. His opinion. Well, well, looks like benevolence is going to be more reasonable than I thought. Tornies are ghastly creatures, with souls stained black by brazen untruths. The words of a lowly worm such as that are not worth troubling yourselves over.
That's just your opinion, man.
Alright, I take that back. None of his prattling can sway the truth of my insights. Rest assured, he will soon see the error of his foolish ways. Now then, your benevolence, the divination seance, if you would. Certainly. Nina, my robe. Okay.
O Holy Mother, we hold this divination seance in your name.
What a quick granny.
Let the eyes of everyone here be clear, and our ears be unstopped. O dance of devotion, guide the victim's soul to me.
You know what's the problem with these games? I can't actually eat
so
while playing them, because I have to talk all the time.
Pool of souls.
What, we're going swimming pools? What?
That's tragic.
I know, right? It's a shame. Can't do any ASMR.
She's looking hoot.
What, like an owl? I don't see that. It's not very owlish. Maybe she turns her head 180 degrees. That will make it look more like that.
Yeah, like an owl. She's no bird.
Yeah, birds are way cuter. And prettier. Isn't that right? You're back there. Yeah, that's right. You don't even need to quit
Agreed.
sleeping. You already know it's true. Also, this is exactly the same song as they had before, but I'm not surprised. How does this actually tell us anything at all? I mean, it's neat cinematic, I guess, but...
She has transcended birdness and has become an entity above our mortal realms.
No. It's going on for quite a while.
Attention.
Also, this is way more Japanese than it is Arab, but whatever.
This is extremely important.
Oh hey, we get to watch TV. That's nice. Incense. Gungar ceremony, boy's voice. What is this supposed to mean? Boy's voice. Pain. Okay. I don't know what that tells us at all. What just happened? An image appeared in the pool. A final message from the victim's soul. The lost communication of his minima.
Possessed.
Oh, that's what that was supposed to be, okay. Divination Seance has revealed this to us. Her benevolence can use her power of spirit communion to project the victim's memories of the last few moments before his demise. So what we saw in the pool is what Mr. Roll actually experienced. In the victim's memories, we see the accused raising a weapon up over his head. Well, we already know it's a treasure box, so what the fuck. This is consistent with the findings of the police investigation. There has to be some kind of mistake. I didn't do it. This looks bad, Robbie. Really, actually not that bad. Now do you see why I'm the incredible pain? Because you don't actually do anything? But even if those really are the victim's lost memories, what can I do with them? There it is. There's the face of a man being utterly crushed. Now how long I've waited to see it. Isn't it wonderfully gratifying, your majesty?
Very painful.
Oh yes, very satisfying indeed. Now are you finally convinced, traveler? The accused is most assuredly guilty. Am I really the only unbiased one here? Now then, I think we've been amused enough. If you give up now, I won't even invoke the Defense Culpability Act against you. Be free to slink back to your own country with your tail between your legs. Defense Culpability Act? What's that? What? You mean you honestly don't know? No?
What's this game about? Seems just like a visual novel from what I've seen.
Say Saturni, you motherfucker. Better get cultured. Read up, you fuck. What's up with all the hubbub? Well, well. Not only is he a lying, black-hearted lawyer, he's also an imbecile. Your Majesty, I think you better explain the Defense Culpability Act to him. I think it'd be better. The Defense Culpability Act, or DC Act for short, is as follows. In the name of Her Eminence, those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In other words, if you help the accused by defending him and he is found guilty, you will receive the same sentence as he. What? What kind of insane law is that? Under the DC Act, many in Notornia has been convicted and met with a grim fate. Some went to prison, others received the death penalty. That's why there are so few in our country today who admit to being an attorney. That's as it should be. The history of our courts proves that. Attorneys are black soul creatures who will tell any lie to save the accused. And thus, attorneys deserve to be exterminated. Okay. Wow. These people are sure peace-loving and stuff. I've never felt so much hostility coming at me from so many sides. What could have happened to make everyone feel this way?
You fell right into my trap, Phoenix, right? Your win streak against me and my brother ends today. With the seance and the DC Act on my side, I finally get my revenge.
So that's why he was so eager to have me defend Albie.
Chased out and humiliated back home, fate brought me to the foothills of Karain. I thank my lucky stars that I'm chief prosecutor here now.
Defense know that if I rule that the accused is guilty, you will go to prison too. That explains Albie's reaction earlier.
Your Majesty, isn't a prison sentence a bit lenient? After all, we're talking about treason. One should pay for such a crime with one's life.
Yes. I believe the death penalty might be appropriate under these circumstances.
Death penalty?
No way. You're kidding, right, Your Majesty? Do I look like I'm kidding? How do you put your life and your dark tainted soul on the line here? Death? This can't be happening.
Pain wants to straight up kill Phoenix, Ruthla.
The courts of resignation. Our courts are well known as thus. In this land where my seances provide the truth and no attorneys can intervene, criminals know that all they can do is resign themselves to their fate.
Also, but isn't that the same problem like as, you know, you have with any kind of spiritual text? You need to interpret it, so it's, you know, up to the interpreter. And so, whatever. Fuck it. No foreign lawyer, I'll ask you once more. Are you sure you still want to defend the accused? There's Maya to think of in all this too. I can't just lay down my life. What in the world should I do? Fuck him up? Isn't this why I became a lawyer in the first place? To help those with no one on their side? I can't just abandon everything I believe in. Believe it! All I can do now is stand firm and fight. Well, don't hold your tears back on my account, Phoenix, right? Admit your defeat and growl before me, the chief prosecutor, for your life.
Objection!
Even if it means being subject to the Defense Culpability Act, I will defend Albie. What? But Mr. Wright! The defendant insists he's innocent, and not even a divination seance should be accepted without examination.
Point that finger, Phoenix.
But if I'm found guilty, you'll get the death penalty too. Even knowing that, you still want to defend me? I don't know what happened in the past, but it looks like everyone in this country considers lawyers to be liars. So I can understand if you don't believe me, but I still believe in you and your innocence. So all I have to do is keep believing and find the truth. That's all there is to it. Barb-headed attorney, you continue to amuse me. Though your barbed jabs are proving to be more than a mere jokes. Your benevolence, believe me when I say that this attorney will knock your insides out. Insolent, disrespectful attorney. That was a pretty good pun, Phoenix. Nice. You'll have plenty of time to regret your folly in the Twilight Realm. Not a wise move, traveler. Not wise at all. You should have taken the chance I offered to save your life. But you have made your choice. Defense Culpability Act will be applied in this case. And with this verdict, you'll both soon be departing with your heads. I'll take a death. IRL though. The souls of the departed speak only the truth, and I but give their messages a voice. If you think my insights contain falsehood, I challenge you to prove it. No, they don't contain falsehoods. It's just, you know, people thought wrong. But whatever.
Come on, don't say that. You need to finish this game first.
Nah, do it yourself, faggot. The accused swung whatever he was holding down on the victim's head. With the pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. Still, I can't believe it. A murder after the morning dance of devotion? These are the victim's experiences just before his death. That's not what it showed, though. Allow me to relieve you of your ignorance, defense. Did you notice the words that appeared in the seance vision? I did, but... Come to think of it, I did see the words, like Song of Ceremony and Incense. The victim's final memories are not limited to sight alone. Sight, smell, taste, sound, touch, all is laid bare in the pool of souls. So what Mr. Rule experienced with his 5 senses appears in the vision as words, right? Precisely, and by examining these sensations, we can perceive the victim's final moments with unparalleled clarity. Works for me. That works for me. Can use all the extra information I can get. Now to find a contradiction between her insights and the seance vision. Your benevolence, I ask that you please show me the seance vision again. Very well. Oh, we don't actually see what he's holding. Okay. Wait a minute. Her benevolence said after the morning dance of devotionally, didn't she? There's something off about that. I'll use these arrows to select the inside I think is off. This is the inside that sounded funny. Carefully compare this inside with the seance vision. If I notice a sensation that seems contradictory, I'll tap select. Select the sensation I think is inconsistent.
Objection!
Wait just a moment. Yeah? What is it, Barbhead? You're saying the incident occurred after the morning dance of devotion, right? That's right. What of it? Then isn't it strange that Mr. Rule could still hear the song of ceremony? Oh my, you're absolutely right. Is that all that troubles you? Huh? What the victim heard was just a practice run of the Song of Ceremony. Practice run? What are you talking about? Mr. Payne, if you would. Certainly. Allow me to explain. The incident occurred in the interval between the morning and afternoon dances. During that time, the singers were practicing in the performance hall. Precisely. I was there as well, so I can corroborate this statement. I see. So what the victim heard was that practice session. Ugh, there's my contradiction. Okay, so they were practicing in this performance hall. That must be the room where Albie and I saw her benevolence dancing. Can't she have like a normal name, though? Saying her benevolence all the time kind of sucks. However, Mr. Payne, I admit one detail troubles me. Ask away, your majesty. It's a big temple. The performance hall and treasure room are quite far from each other. Could the song really be heard all the way in the treasure room? He's right. It is a very big temple. Well, how about it, Mr. Payne? Your majesty, have you forgotten? There's speakers in every room of Temple, including the treasure room. Why would they be on during a practice run, though? Oh, that's right. Speakers? For what purpose? Are you serious, Mr. Wright? They're to broadcast the sacred music of the performance hall throughout the temple. That's why the victim could hear the song of ceremony in this seance vision. It was a practice run going on in the performance hall, heard over the speakers. Thank you for your explanation, your benevolence. That makes perfect sense, even to a feeble-minded old man like me. Think nothing of it. Now, if you wouldn't mind, could you please alter your insights for us? Very well. I think I'm getting the hang of this. If I point out an inconsistency, she'll update her insights accordingly. So if I keep pointing things out, maybe I can knock all of her insights out after all. Better find another inconsistency, no matter how small. Okay. It's a bit hard to focus on the insides with the seance vision going. I'll try using the pause button to temporarily stop the vision. There. I think you can touch the flashing panels to jump to different parts of the vision. Try moving the minimum mark to the flashing panel there. Okay, now I know how to get around in the seance visions. Not to find inconsistencies. Oh boy. No, actually, that's wrong. Y and A, okay. It's wrong whatever he was holding down on his head. The pain, the victim's vision went dark. This is when he lost his life. So when the victim heard it was So I assume I can't present evidence right now? Yes, I can only look at it. Growing number of thefts around the temple will be tightening security throughout, therefore all of the hallway shutters will remain shut. Okay, that'll be important later, I'm sure. See anything interesting here? Not really. Oops. Okay. Wait, why isn't there anything showing here? I don't understand what I'm supposed to be looking at here. I guess there's no... I mean, there's no pain here, so maybe this is what they want? I'm not entirely sure, though.
Objection!
I guess it was right, though. Maybe. You're saying the victim's field of vision went dark right after he was struck, correct? Of course, as anyone with eyes can see. Well, pardon me, but I must disagree. What? Your benevolence, please take another look at the exact moment the victim felt pain. Oh! Everything goes black and then only after that the victim feels pain. Inconceivable. This places the order of events at odds with what you say have happened. My word. Holkonga, your benevolence. What is the meaning of this? I cannot be wrong. My insights are beyond fallacy. If what the defense says is true, this is a very grave matter indeed. Please forgive me, your benevolence, but I'm afraid this contradiction is something we simply can't ignore. Now, let's not be too hasty, your majesty. I think I can clear this up. You have something to add, Mr. Payne? 1,000 apologies. It seems the prosecution has failed to make one tiny thing clear. And that will be... On the day of the incident, there was a power outage, a blackout in one part of the temple. And as I recall, the crime scene was in that sector. The power outage must be why the victim's field of vision went dark. I apologize for neglecting to tell the court this detail. Afraid it slipped my mind. Or rather, you knew all along and you're only letting it slip now that it's convenient, you fucker. You fuck! The power outage knocked out both the lights and the speakers. Oh, there was a blackout there, was there? You still heard the fucking divination, though. Right? Well now, that explains everything, does it not? What do you mean, your benevolence? Please share your thoughts with us, if you would. The blackout occurred when the accused and the victim were faced with one another. Fearing the victim would flee under the cover of darkness, the accused swiftly brought his weapon down on the victim's head. I see. That makes perfect sense, your benevolence. So the victim was struck after the lights went out. The depth of your insight is awe-inspiring, your benevolence. Give her a hand, everyone. Man, I would fucking hate a job where everyone just always, is like, you're the fucking best, yeah! That would probably genuinely piss me off. Anyway, enough applause, you flatter me. Dots. Now, your benevolence, in light of this new information,
Yes, of course. I'll alter my insight. There isn't there one though? At least I was able to draw out some new information. Alright, let's go. This one should be a bit easier though. Let me just get through this.
Objection!
Finally found it. This is the gaping hole I've been looking for. Your benevolence, as impressive as your spirit communion power is, it's not infallible. You never know when to stop talking, do you? I hope you realize your words are an insult to all adherents of Quarianism. Defense, what's what you say? If you don't mind that tongue of yours, you won't have one left in your mouth. Certainly not my intention to insult spirit mediums, but maybe I'm not the one who needs to learn when to stop talking. What malarkey. I believe you said a few moments ago that the victim could hear the Song of Ceremony thanks to the temple's speakers. But then, how do you explain how the victim could still hear the Song of the Ceremony even after the power went out? Oh! This contradiction of facts can only mean... The Song of Ceremony Mr. Owl heard was not coming from the speakers. What? Impossible. What? Impossible. Sorry, what are you saying? That the song he heard was coming directly from the performance hall? That's exactly what I'm saying. It's the only possible explanation. But the scene of the crime was nowhere near the performance hall. Right. The song couldn't make it all the way to the treasure room. Not unless... You mean to say... Yes, the treasure room was not the actual scene of the crime. It must have been somewhere else. Somewhere closer to the performance hall. What? You can't be serious. There is a glaring contradiction in the claims of her benevolence and the prosecution. Therefore, the defense insists that this case be thoroughly re-examined. What? No. This is completely unprecedented. An inconsistency in her benevolence's insights? Unbelievable. Heed not his forked tongue, your majesty. These are but the claims of a corrupt lawyer, a feeble ruse from a feeble mind. But the contradiction is revealed by the defense is undeniable. We can't just turn a blind eye to it. But the defense assertion is in the end meaningless. Even if the location of the murder turned out to be different, it doesn't change what we've seen at the moment of the murder. Indeed, the accused is standing right there in front of the victim. Furthermore, the murder weapon remains raised above his head. Hindsight still stunned. Hate to admit it, she's right. The seance vision still makes the situation look really grim for Albie. Actually, it makes it different because if they're not in that actual room, he's likely not holding that fucking box over his head, so... Because he wouldn't have gotten at it. Anyway. I doubt even the defense can dream up an explanation as to why the accused had his hands up over his head. Well, this defense dares to dream, making it out of his nightmare alive. You what? You still insist on trying to tear down my insights, do you? You better be prepared to back up your claim. Remember what will happen to that tongue of yours if we find you're just wagging it. Of course I can back up my claim, just as soon as I think of something. You appear to be fully prepared, defense. As the embodiment of this court, I give you permission to try and prove your claim, as long as you're willing to stake your life on it. I concur, your majesty. Prepare the tongue shears. Chop chop. Chop chop? Yes, let's have the bailiff fetch them. I think I saw a suitable pair in the basement. Chop
Ace
chop.
Attorney embodiment of discourse.
Stop. I hear that lying lawyers have several tongues to spare. I'm sure I won't miss one. Yikes, these people are actually serious. I'm rather attached to my tongue. Think, Phoenix, think. Other than to raise a weapon, why would Albie have held his hands up like that? Aha, so that's why. The reason the defendant had his hands up over his head can be explained by something in a crime photo. Gun. As in the seance vision, I witnessed the defendant raise both of his hands over his head yesterday. You did? Where did you see such a thing? When the police had the guns trained on him as they made their arrest. Oh, are you saying the victim was a security guard, and an armed one at that? The offense proposes that the victim had pointed his firearm at Albie. And that's why the defendant's hands were raised in the air. Polkonka! Rip. Who would have thought the seance vision could be interpreted that way? This is not possible. It can't be. Not bad for a total knockout. How dare that lawyer devil go against her benevolence? It's not better than that traitorous snake Dirk. Traitorous snake? Huh, traitorous snake. Who's that? No, I can't believe it. A contradiction in one of my insights? It has to be some kind of mistake. I won't accept it. That's right, your benevolence, and I won't accept it either. It goes against all we hold sacred. Throw me in jail immediately for less majesty. What? What? These people are definitely not my fans right now. Peace, give me peace. Say peace! Now, everyone, please calm down. Huh? Is he? Your Majesty, please assign this black-hearted attorney a suitable punishment. Dots. No, I can't charge him with less majesty. What? What? Why not, Your Majesty? He was simply following the proper procedure for defending the accused. There is nothing unlawful about that. But, Your Majesty, don't you want to wrap this trial up quickly? Why not just give your verdict? Then you can go home and make it up to your wife. You can't end the trial now, not when we just learned new information about the case. What? Your Majesty, not you too. You would honestly entertain the idea that my insight contains a contradiction. Truly, it is shocking. In the 20+ years since the DC Act went into effect, such a thing has never occurred. To be honest, I didn't want to believe it either. But with this life on the line, the defense pointed out an inconsistency, and it is our duty to scrutinize it to the satisfaction of the law. You dare go against the royal priestess, you non-believer? No, my faith is as strong as ever, but I have a duty to make fair ruling in this trial. If you insist on interfering with that process, your benevolence, I'm afraid I must request your removal from this courtroom, royal priestess or not. What? I'll have you know, your benevolence. Please acquiesce in this, your benevolence. Flux could kill. I won't forget this offense, Barbed Head. I do not admit defeat. I won't. Bailiff, please see your benevolence out. Your madam, I will face due retribution in the Twilight Realm. The demons there they'll pluck the barbs right out of your stupid head. Ha ha ha, I hope your suffering will be super duper painful. And I hope they throw you into a lake of burning fire. Yeah, and then
Well, she's fired up, I guess. I guess she's still just a teenager after all. Now then, defense, Mr. Light, was it? That's right, Your Majesty. Phoenix Wright. Of course, Mr. Wright. My apologies. Well, now that we have this newly uncovered fact, I suggest we proceed with arguments. Thank you, Your Majesty. Yes, yes, but do not misunderstand me. This doesn't mean I trust you completely. I'll be keeping a close eye on you, so don't even think about lying to this court. I understand, Your Majesty. Whew, maybe now we can finally run a real trial. Arguments, Your Majesty? Very well, I accept your challenge. What's with him? Oh, the look on your face, Mr. Wright. It's just too hilarious. What's so funny, Mr. Payne? The defense still doesn't get it. The truth he unearthed is going to bury him and his case instead. What do you mean by that, prosecutor? I told you, Chief Prosecutor. Yeah, it's because that point to focus on is not that. The defense is digging its own grave. Consider this, Your Majesty. Why would the victim, a security guard, point a gun at the accused? Oh. Oh, indeed. Because the accused was about to commit a theft. It's the only logical explanation. What? That does sound pretty logical, actually. It doesn't help the accused situation at all. If anything, it makes him look even more guilty. I have to agree. Allow me to spell out this truth the defense didn't bother to think through. Mr. Rawl came across the accused just as he was trying to steal the treasure. But that's not possible, because they were not... The guard pointed this gun at the accused, and just when the power went out, the accused murdered the victim and hid his body in the treasure room. But what would he be stealing if he wasn't in the treasure room? A hand truck for moving heavy treasure around is stored in the treasure room. The accused could have easily moved the body with that. And after all that hard work to knock down those insights... back into the old familiar corner once more. Mr. Wright, do you have a rebuttal? Dots. I'm drawing a total blank here. No, I'm not. I hope you're ready to climb that scaffold. I'll ask you a question, defense. I've got nothing. Can't think of any grounds for an objection. The only thing to do at this point is ask the defendant himself what happened. But I don't know if Albie will cooperate with me or not. Albie? Will you tell us what really happened? You don't have to say anything, accused. Fall for his evil trap and you'll only dirty your own soul. Albie, you have to tell me the truth. I can't help you unless you do. Mr. Wright, I'm sorry. Why won't he trust me? Is this it? Is this the end for both of us? Nope. Hi, I'm sorry. I never met a real lawyer before. Everybody always told me they're bad people who help dirty criminals go free. I never thought a lawyer would actually try to help me. Would actually believe in me. Would risk his own life for me. I never would have even imagined it. Albie. So, that's why I lied. To try and save myself. But I'm not going to lie anymore. If you believe in me enough to put your life on the line, then I'm going to believe in you too. What? Allow me to explain! Okay. Here we go. Now we're talking. Time to finally get to the bottom of things. To be honest, I went into the treasure room lots of times to look at the treasure box. Even though the temple told you weren't allowed to go anywhere near it? Yes, I'm sorry. Mr. Rule even saw me once and scolded me. But that box is so beautiful, the way it glows in the dark. I couldn't help myself. Wait, it glows in the dark? That's right, it's covered in a special mineral called fluorinite, and that makes it glow. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's really a shame they don't put it on display for the public. Can you imagine how many people would go on night tours for the temple if they did? Only I applied such passion to telling me the truth earlier. But the one in the photo isn't actually... Can I fucking let me look at the thing? I want to look at the court record. So, the one in the photo isn't actually glowing, is it? It doesn't look that way, at least. Interesting. On the day of the incident, I was on my way to the treasure room again, when I ran into Mr. Rule on the Great Stairs. So those were not the treasure room stairs in the seance vision? No, they were great stairs that connect the hallway. Makes sense. The vision wasn't clear enough to show us what was at the top of the stairs. All of a sudden, Mr. Rule drew his gun and threatened me with it. I quickly put my hands up. Mr. Rule, he acted so scary. For some reason, he had his scarf over his mouth. I couldn't read his expression at all. Just then, the power went out, so I took that chance to hightail it out of there. I ran for my life, even now when I try to think back on it. All I can remember are the gun and the piercing look in Mr. Rule's eyes. That must have been when I dropped the notice scroll. Which means someone else brought it to the treasure room along with Mr. Rule's body. Did Mr. Rule say anything to you when you ran into him on the stairs? What is it, Albie? I have no idea why, but he asked me a strange question. Did you steal it? He said. What? I'm sorry I didn't say all this before. I didn't think anybody would believe me. A grand speech. When I confirmed my suspicions that you are the thief.
Objection!
But that might just be the victim's misunderstanding.
Objection!
Where smoke, there's fire, as they say. The victim must have had good reason to be suspicious of the accused. Why does every new piece of information have to seem so incriminating? Shadow, what do I do, Shadow? What better reason to suspect a boy than seeing the treasure box in his hands? In the course of his rounds, the victim must have noticed that the treasure had been stolen, and then just after that... Why would he go back, though? He ran into the accused, Albie Arcade. No, that's not what happened. Therefore, the one who stole the treasure and killed the victim can be none other than the accused. Okay. What now? Hey, Shadow, down, boy. Well, what do we have here? I'm sorry about this. This is my dog. You nearly gave me a heart attack. That's what was making his bag move. Cross-examine the dog. Can't you keep that yappy mutt down? Shadow says that Mr. Rule made a mistake. You can understand him? Don't tell me this is a surprise witness for the defense. No, I beg your pardon. You're not thinking of cross-examining an animal, are you? Of course not, Your Majesty. Not this time, anyway. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I thought I'd have to reassess my assessment of your sanity for a second there. I think Why was the D capitalized? Better reassess my strategy, and fast. I have to somehow show that somebody else could have struck the victim, or we're sunk. while it's true that the defendant was standing in front of the victim when he died, it doesn't mean somebody else couldn't have struck the victim at that time. If you're going to go that far, then I hope this means you have another angle of approach already. Exactly! I mean, who but the accused standing front and center could have done it? Unless you can back up your claim, it's nothing more than conjecture. Okay, come on, Phoenix. I know I can think of something convincing. Where's the wound at? It's on the back of his head. Okay, that's what I was looking for. Where else could the victim have been struck from? Back here.
Take that!
With the defendant standing in front of the victim, isn't it possible that the victim could have been struck from behind? Behind, you say? I see. Suppose it's not outside the realm of possibility? Good, I'll at least have some breathing room. But who do you suppose it could have been? Oh, true culprit, naturally. The one who actually committed the theft and murder. A true culprit? And I suppose you have a true timeline of events to go along with that? I should have known I have to explain everything. Alright, if we assume the true culprit struck the victim from behind, that means... After going to the treasure room and stealing the treasure, the true culprit tried to escape. But then Mr. Owl appeared, making his rounds. I imagine the culprit then quickly hid in the storeroom on the other end of the hallway. You're grasping at straws, Mr. Wright. Admit it, you have nothing but baseless conjecture. I'm going to look for something to base it on right now. Albie, when you ran into Mr. Owl in the hallway, was there anyone around the storeroom area? I don't know. There might have been somebody there, but I couldn't see. I was only halfway down the stairs, so I couldn't see the ends of that hallway. I see. Swing and miss. Oh, Shadow says that someone was there. I see, thank you for that. Too bad his testimony is inadmissible. You think this is a joke? Maybe the defendant didn't happen to see this other person. But that doesn't mean the true culprit couldn't have been there in the hallway. Your desperate floundering is getting hard to watch. But I will enjoy watching you sink. What are you talking about? Unfortunately for you, only the accused and the victim were there in that hallway at the time of the incident. How can he continue to make that assertion? Because there was a witness. A very reliable eyewitness. What? Your Majesty, the prosecution would like to call its witness to the stand. Calling an eyewitness to the stand? It's been decades since that's happened. And unlike the defense's witness, you can rest assured that there are no pets involved. That was a low blow. Very well, I'll allow it. And now for something we've not heard in quite some time. Bring the witness to the stand. We're gonna go overtime, but we'll finish this case because it's probably soon gonna be done. Yep. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Pezlevun Understanis is the name. I'm like temple's head monk. Can you dig? Oh, if it isn't Instructor Understunden, you're the eyewitness? Instructor? Not only is Mr. Understunden temple's head monk, I fucking hate these names, but he's also renowned Damalan expert. Sorry to have to ask, but what's a Damalan? Check it. Here she is, my sweet serenader, my one and only. Groovy, right? But you heard our sultry sounds once before, brother. Yeah, get on with it. It's the song from the Dance of Devotion. Right on, brother. The Song of Ceremony. Playing this tune together is a precious gig for me and my girl here, you dig? Song of Ceremony. The song that was playing at the time of the murder. Oh, Holy Mother, may the righteous sounds of my Demolan serve as my offering to you. You're going down, motherfucker. Wonderful, a great performance as always. This is my thing, you know, my bag, make instruments speak, baby. By the by, Magister Pops. No Demolan class today? No, I'm afraid this trial has gone into the overtime, thanks to the lawyer over there. The class the judge wanted to attend was a Demolan lesson. Well, you know what they say, baby. Never trust a lawyer, man. But transgressors against the Holy Mother have to be brought to justice. Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Understanding. As the treasure's keeper, you must have been shocked to learn it had been stolen. Yeah, really shocked. Yeah, man, that was not cool. Keeping that treasure safe is one of your duties, Mr. Understanding. That's right, brother. This here's the one and only treasure box key. So how could they open the box without the key? And I keep it on me at all times, can you dig? The sneaky thief went and cracked open that sucker anyway. Total bummer, man. So that's the key to the treasure box, is it? You know it, baby. It's called the Magatama key. It's a historical artifact to boot. It's been passed down from head monk to head monk and temple to temple. Magatama key, huh? Magatama key. Huh. And now someone's jacked a treasure on my watch. It's a real buzzkill, man. How am I ever gonna face her holiness again? Hey, can we get on with it? Holy Mother, please find no. Why do I always get the far out ones? Mr. Understanding, you witnessed the accused and the victim heading to the treasure room. You know it, baby. Best believe I scoped that tiny transgressor. Would you please give the court your testimony regarding what you saw? To bring justice against the transgressor, man. Yeah, of course, I'll do all I can. Whatever, man. Get on with it. Fucking tired. After the morning dance of devotion, to go back to my chamber, I got the notion. Don't you know my chamber's on the way? To the temple's treasure room, hey, hey. Any small footsteps can quite clearly hear if anyone's to the treasure room goes near. Albie was the only one. Albie was the only one. For the blackout, one other than roll. Only Albie to the treasure room did stroll. Okay, whatever, man. Tell me, I was hallucinating just now. Like, can you believe Mr. Old bit the big one after that? Harsh, man. I share your sentiments. You were the one who discovered the victim's body, weren't you, Mr. Understanding? What? You found the body as well? He really is a key witness, then. That's right, brother. After the blackout, I went to reset the breaker and give power back to the people. Circuit box is near my chamber, so I'm always the man for the job, you feel me? Breakers are in the first room floor hallway, in front of the storeroom. On the way, I got a whiff of something funky. Blood, man. Really harsh but mellow. Knew something wasn't kosher, so I swung by the treasure room to see what's what. I was like, whoa, man. Was poor Mr. Old dead as doornail. In the interval between the end of the Dance of Devotion and the blackout, the only ones who went to the scene of the crime were the victim and the accused. So you see, misunderstandings on a saleable account is what led to the accused's arrest. Hold it. Isn't it possible that the murder took place before the end of the Dance of Devotion? I'm afraid that's not possible. The victim was in the performance hall until the very end of the dance. He was? Would you like some proof? How's this? A photo taken by a tourist of the morning of Dance of Devotion. My, what graceful dancing. I can almost hear the sound of Mr. Understanding's demolin now. There's Mr. Old on duty. Never underestimate the incredible pain. So in addition to Ray Farr's insides, he had backup evidence lined up too, huh? This has been going on for quite a while, Jesus. Oh boy. As head monk, my monks in training are like my own kids. Like family, can you dig it? Should've thought I'll be better, man. Yeah, shut up. Get me to the cross-examination! Jesus. Head monk understanding. I didn't kill Mr. Wall, so I don't have anything to confess to the holy matter. What? Bogus little man. Your faith is weak, like a wet paper bag. You feel me? Shut the fuck. Your rhymes suck, dude. Defense, please begin your cross-examination. Here we go. Alright, so after morning dance of devotion to go back to my chamber, I got the notion. Don't you know, my chamber's on the way to the temple's treasure room. Hey. Any small footsteps I can quite clearly hear if anyone to the treasure room goes near. Albie was the only one. That's not true. Right, because Roll was meeting Albie on the stairs going upwards.
Hold it!
How could you tell it was Albie just from the sound of some footsteps? Albie is practically family, man. Smooth grooves of his shoes are easy to pick out. How do you know he went to the treasure room? Didn't you think it was possible he went to the storeroom at the other end of the hall? No way, man. Saw him with my own two eyes. You saw him? In the treasure room? Yes, you can believe. My peepers peeped in the sneaky sneak, Albie. Tell us where it is you stood when you saw the accused, if you would. He's doing it now too, fuck. I heard footsteps. I looked out the window. From my window, I can see the window of the first floor hallway across the courtyard, you dig? Through that window, I saw Albie walking into the treasure room. Okay, that's not true because we have this report here saying that the shutter was down somewhere. Where was that? Yes. Of course, always. Could you add that to this testimony? You got it, brother. Okay, I'm gonna try it now, but I assume it's gonna be too early.
Objection!
Nope, it's not. Good, great. Fantastic. There's something off about that, Mr. Understanding. My music is off. I'm sorry you feel that way, man. Maybe this wine ain't topping the charts where you're from. What's your poison? Orchestra? Jazz? Soul? There's nothing wrong with my ears, witness, but something's not quite right with your eyes. Mr. Understanding, you've been lying to this court. Now, why would I lie? I got nothing to hide. That didn't rhyme. Truth and truth lies. I was saying, get on with it, Jesus, stick. I contend otherwise. Do you recognize this object, Mr. Understanding? It's a temple notice, man. What of it? In this notice, the following instruction to the temple monks is written. All of the hallway shutters will remain shut for today's dance of devotion. What you talking about, Phoenix? I'm talking about the fact that from your chamber, you couldn't have seen anyone going to the treasure room through these shutters. Ah. Looks like you didn't get the memo. No way, man. Don't believe it, man. If you don't believe it, why don't you read the notice for yourself? Let's see. Something, something. Well, something for something, something. Is that your idea of reading? I'm not so hot at reading Koreanese, man. Usually get one of my other monks to read stuff for me, you know? Doesn't that make your duties as a head monk a little difficult? Hey, cut me some slack, man. I only moved to this country 6 months ago. It's quite recent, isn't it? So, how did someone who's only been here 6 months become a head monk of a temple? How little you understand! Religious faith can't be measured in months or years. I've only been an adherent of Koreanism for 3 months myself. Wow. The Holy Mother's teachings really spoke to me, prompting me to stay in this country. Or was it the fact that there are no lawyers here that spoke to you, Mr. Payne, I know just how you feel, my man. Her Holiness's teachings spoke to me too. Ladies and gentlemen, I present Brother Dumb and Brother Dumber. Well, I know why Payne suddenly became a believer in Koreanism, but could understand and have had an ulterior motive for becoming a believer too. Mr. Understanding, were you really in your chamber as you claim? What? Hey, be chill, brother. Weren't you instead somewhere else? Mr. Wright? Mr. Wright? What kind of nonsense are you spouting now? According to Mr. Understand's testimony, he saw Albie with his own eyes. Therefore, is it really nonsense to suggest he could have seen Albie from somewhere else? Well... You have a theory, defense? You know where Mr. Understanding was, if not in his chamber. If he wasn't in his room, then... Albie had gone down the hallway towards the treasure room. There are only a few places he could have seen Albie from. I do have a theory, Your Majesty. Let's say the witness really did see Albie going towards the treasure room. What then? Defense proposes this is the only place he could have seen Albie going down that hall. There? What you just suggested earlier. But there's where the true culprit might have been. True, but no matter how I look at it, this is the only place Understanding could have been. Mr. Foreign Lawyer, don't tell me.
Are you accusing Mr. Understanding of being the true culprit in this case? Jacques! Yes, Your Majesty. I contend there's a strong possibility this witness is the murderer.
Do it.
How dare you be so disrespectful? First you criticize our benevolence as insights, now you accuse the head monk of murder.
This is the only place the witness could have been. If he was here, he could have struck the victim down from behind and moved his body to the treasure room.
That's nothing but groundless conjecture.
And there is one more thing. Do you remember what was said in the opening argument? The opening argument? During that argument, it was suggested that Albie used his position as monk in training to get his hands on the treasure.
That's right, and what of it?
Well, why don't we try to twist this on, why don't we try this twist on for size? The thief used his position as head monk of the temple to get a hold of the treasure.
What?
You joshing me, man? The key to the treasure box has been passed down from head monk to head monk. What better position to be in if you want to steal the treasure?
You can't possibly be serious.
Does this mean you're claiming that Mr. Understanding's oath of faith is nothing but a lie designed to get him close to the treasure? The witness hasn't been truthful in his testimony to this court, so clearly he isn't above lying. Didn't you swear to the Holy Mother that naught but the truth would you bring? In light of that, I don't think it's unfair to call your faith into question.
This is ridiculous. Are there no limits to what this lawyer will say? I mean, lie is such a strong word. Maybe it was just a mistake.
Enough of the nervous wreck routine, prosecutor. You're just embarrassing yourself, man.
What?
What was that, Mr. Understanding? Lawyer man, you really are the lowest of the low. You gone and said something I can't forgive.
The truth.
You call my belief into question, my faith in the Holy Mother. Nobody gets away with that. Okay. What on earth? That music, it's making my ears bleed. This is the music of my soul. Death to the lawyer. Edgy. I'm Twilight Messenger, can't you tell?
Kick ass.
Gonna take this lying lawyer straight to hell. Stripping my lies, running with Philistines. Gonna send that lawyer to the guillotines. Now for something completely different. That plinkety-plunk music just wouldn't let me express my rage. Your rage, huh? Isn't a real source of your anger having your lie exposed? You just don't get it. If I lied, it's 'cause you drove me to it. All sniffing around and suspicious and throwing up false accusations. Sorry, but as a lawyer, I'm afraid that's my job. Yeah, well, lawyers are fucking shit. Keep making noise and I'll have to use my partner here on you. I'm the one making noise? Hey, so you want to know the truth, huh? Think you can handle the truth, do you? Fine. Let's see you try. Feel the heat of my brutal death beat. savage, right? Sweating bullets, ain't you? Screams on a soul are gonna make you mush bit out of this peanut gallery. Did he really just win the court over with that performance? Yo, Jeezer, I got something to testify. Get ready for the hauling of my soul. Call this chart topper soul screaming truth. Alright, Jesus, get on with it then. Priestess of Dawn set come to an end. To the music storeroom, my way I did wend. Death, truth is what you dread. Hear me shred. From my spot in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. And trailing from behind, hound on the scent, I saw Pot roll after Albie went. Yeah, my girl here, innocent and sweet, back by the storeroom, can't be beat. Then out went the power, ticket to midnight. Blacker than blackest black, robbing me all sight. Okay. Yeah, baby, let that soul metal flow. What is that music? Never heard anything like it. It's so fast, it's making my head spin. Yeah, whatever. Yo, Jeezer, how are those ears ring? I don't know how much about music, but I got chills and they're multiplying. Huh, you scared, lawyer man? Run away fast as you can. What a wonderful rhythm! The perfect accompaniment for further deliberations. Now, Mr. Understanding, what did you do to the go to the music storeroom for? Hey, went to put my Dumoulin away. Dumoulin or whatever. She's my precious partner. Gotta give her a good rest after playing him in the right. But then why did you lie before? Because you'd send me to hell. Huh? You all know about Laurie's inner line, Laurie ways. Am I right, people? If I admitted I went to the storeroom, he'd have drummed up a false charge on me. I wanted to get sent to hell. What do you say? Now I see why that Defense Culpability Act was passed. You feel me? Is it too much to ask for a low-key trial? Now are you punks ready to rock or what? I'm so glad the jury doesn't matter in this game. In these games. Can't hear you. I said, you ready? Do you teach us lying lawyers how we do things around here? Alright, then I'm gonna lay it on you one more time. Screaming truth of my soul. Okay. Let's see about that motherfucker. Nothing. Okay, that means absolutely nothing.
How's your throat?
It's pretty bad. Spun in front of the storeroom, I saw Albie creep to the treasure room. And trailing from behind, hand on the scent, I saw Pot roll after Albie went. But that doesn't make any sense, because we know... We know that this... That doesn't work because we know they were on the stairs, so... What would I present for that? Just a diagram? Never used a notice. I guess...
Objection!
Nope, that wasn't it. Fuck.
I guess I have to press first. Okay, time to press. Okay. How did Albie appear at the time? Come to think of it, he was glancing around all shifty-like. Could tell he was up to no good. It's shady, I tell you. It's not saying about people who live in Glossop. Whoa, what was that? Now your building just shook. I think someone really slammed the fucking door. Hold on, I'll be right back.
It's an earthquake.
I'm not sure what that was. Probably someone in another apartment slamming the door really loudly for some reason. Whoops. Anyway. Well, he was about to steal the treasure, so it only stands to reason he'd look furtive. Then admitted he was sneaking into the treasure box. Wouldn't that be why he was looking around? What's that, people? Only the Holy Mother knows the truth, you say? Wrong. Peas love knows the score, baby. From my lips to our Holy Mother's ear, an artist only sings what he saw there. Something tells me this is going to be a spectacular waste of time, but what do you mean by hound on the scent? What? You don't get it? It's always the same, y'all. Lyrics questioned without mercy. The more famous the song, the greater the controversy. Wasn't your lyrical sense it was questioning? I say, hound on the scent like a hunting dog, cause you know, roll was a garden. Here we go. Inspiration came to me suddenly, like a flash, and... that's okay. You don't have to explain your lyrics anymore. Hey, you're the one who lost. I knew I shouldn't have lost. Mr. Anastani, you still understand, so please stick to your testimony. You can explain your lyrics to me later in the Damalen class. Fine, how about you away, geezer? Show must go on, slash and thrash. Okay, so these were not really relevant at all. I guess I'll just press everything. What exactly were you doing in the music storeroom? There, get the picture? Picture? What picture? Mr. Anastan is requesting that you not ask him the same thing over and over. Hey, Geezer, you got it in one. Take a bow. What was I doing in a music storeroom, you ask? Already told you. Taking care of my partner in crime here, getting ready to put her away. See, do you believe it? Where were you when the power outage occurred? Like I said, I was in the music storeroom. The girl had been sounding a little off, so I had to get her back in tune. Isn't it true that you were actually in the hallway at the time? Hallway, you say? Why would I be in the hallway?
You were waiting for Mr. Old to come back from his patrol of the treasure room. Now that he discovered that the treasure had been stolen, you were going to kill him. Lawyer man, just as always, so full of bull. Spewing noxious lies and pulling the wool. Filthy lie through and through, and I'm never ever gonna forgive you. Hey, nice, prosecutor. I'm picking up what you're throwing down. I'm gonna stop this jam session, please. I only understood about half of what this guy's saying. Suppose I should press the statements, but I'm really not looking forward to it.
Hold it!
Say you went to the music storeroom. But how do we know you didn't go to the treasure room to steal the treasure instead? And on what grounds would you base that accusation? Got anything to show for it? Really have any proof, and yet... Well, you can't prove that you didn't go to the treasure room either. You stole the treasure and were ready to make your getaway when you saw Mr. Roll. So you panicked and ran into the music storeroom, isn't that right? Why do I feel like I'm being stabbed by icy stares from every direction? The silence is your answer, lawyer man. This audience knows the score. Just what we needed. Moment of silence to bid this lawyer's baseless claim goodbye. Why do they have to hate lawyers so much in this country? Said it before and said it again, lawyer man. After priestess's dance, I went to the music storeroom. You made your assertions clear, defense, but your argument is rather unsubstantiated. That's not good. What's so funny, peasle of an understanding? Nevertheless, the possibility is still there. You can't deny the witness could have killed the victim under cover of darkness. You're forgetting one very important thing. Huh? Seems you've forgotten that the outage happened by chance, not design. Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. I did forget about that. It's not like the witness planned the outage so he could take advantage of the darkness. And without darkness, it would have been hard to sneak up behind Mr. Roll and kill him. Why was it not designed? I mean, he's right there at the breaker box. You're right, even I would notice someone coming up behind me. Well, defense, what do you have to say about that? What can I say about that? Mr. Wright, your claim is completely without merit. Unless you want to argue that the witness somehow magically made the outage happen. Well, maybe not magically, but... Wait, that's it. Yeah. I contend the witness could have made the power outage happen, with no magic necessary. What? You have a theory, defense? All he had to do was make use of something shown on this diagram. Yeah, the breaker box.
Take that!
Witness was in the storeroom. The circuit box is on the storeroom end of the hallway. There's nothing really magical about turning off the breaker, wouldn't you say? Yeah. Nice try, but that theory doesn't hold water, lawyer man. And why not? You're saying it turned the breaker off and then snuck on Mr. Roll and hit him? In pitch black darkness with no source of light whatsoever? Now what you're saying? Nope, you didn't have a source. Ha ha ha, with the lights off, that hallway is blacker than 100 nights. You can't see the hand in front of your face. How could anybody commit murder like that? Unless it was somebody standing right in front of the victim, like the accused. Well, maybe the victim was holding something that served as a guide. A guide through the darkness? Yep. Something? That's more than a little vague, wouldn't you agree? You ain't gonna move this room at the half-baked bunch like that, bro. Gotta hit him hard, really make him feel it, you hear me? Just like my verse, baby. Woo! Well, I'm afraid I don't understand the witness lyrics very well either. But in a trial, your arguments have to be clear and precise. Let's see some of that clarity and precision now, defense. Present fucking evidence. Yes! Yes, I can. 'Cause there has to be something. Alright, let's see what you can have. What do you have, defense?
Take that!
I believe the victim was holding the treasure box. Huh? 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 Have you gone mad? Well, the box glows in the dark, so you could use it as a sort of beacon. Well, I guess you're right. But why in the world would the victim be holding the treasure box? Well, because... Wait, not the victim? What the fuck? The fucking accused. The fucking... I understand. Is there no way to win them over? Defense. Are we going to be needing those tongue shears after all? No, your majesty? Yeah, man, do it, do it. And we can just jam out this lawyer's shrieks of pain. Better get those screams of agony now, lawyer man, while you still have a tongue to scream with. I guess I better come with a reason. No pressure or anything. As to why the victim was holding the treasure box, can easily explain as thus. Brain, don't fail me now. What reason could the victim possibly have to have be holding that treasure box? The victim was holding a treasure box because he was... Yeah, probably. I suspected that a long time ago. Initially my suspicion, at the beginning of the case, was that Roel was actually an accomplice of the other guy. That they were initially planning to steal the thing together, but then the other guy betrayed him. You betray me, I'm fed up with this world. You know, that kind of thing. It's an idea I just happened to stumble upon, but I think it just might be the answer. And it would turn this whole trial upside down. Hello, defense, are you still with us? Let's hear this easy explanation you promised. Isn't it possible that it was because the victim himself was the thief? The victim? The thief? What kind of bull are you spewing now? Your Majesty, this guy's off his rocker. If the victim was the thief, everything we've learned so far would all make sense, and it would give us a completely new way to interpret the victim's actions. After the morning dance of devotion, Mr. Roll went to the treasure room, grabbed the box that contained the treasure, and started to take off with it. But then he ran into Albie on the great stairs. That's why Mr. Roll pulled his gun on Albie. Then, when the blackout occurred, Mr. Roll was blushing to death in the darkness. This explains why the victim would be holding the glowing treasure box in the dark, and how it would have been possible for someone other than the accused to kill him. Do you have any idea what you're saying? You're unbelievable, lawyer man. I think you lost it. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. Fool trying to roll the temple. A devout believer, a pious Koreanist. I won't allow you to disparage the victim's departed soul with unfounded allegations. Hope you're prepared to back up your claim. Of course, Your Majesty. Oh, really? In that case, can we assume you have proof? Uh-oh, proof, huh? Do you have any proof? You can't back down now. Yes, I have proof. My dreams. Proof that Mr. Owl was the thief may have been left behind on a certain piece of evidence. Very well. Let's see your evidence and be ready to stand behind it. A box, of course. The defense would like to examine the treasure box. There might be trace evidence on it that would show that the victim had held it. Might. You better hope you turn up something more definitive than that, defense. Yes, sir, Your Majesty. Very well. Bailiff, bring the treasure box. There you are, defense. You're free to examine it. I'll find something now. My entire argument up to this point will be blown. Plus, there's that little matter of the old tongue shears. I have to find something. Just have to. Now, to make sure I remember how to do this. Take evidence. Zoom in and out. If I get too turned around, I can always trace out two time things. Yeah. Can I fucking get... Victim's blood. Did the blood get there when the victim was struck with this box, or did it splatter onto this box when the victim was hit by something else? Guess I can't really tell just by looking. The lock is forced open. I don't really see anything else of note about it. So this is where the Founder's Orb was. I doubt there's any trace of the orb left there now. Though I don't really know anything about the orb, so who knows? The lid of the box was forced open, but while the victim was holding the box, the lid must have been closed. Try closing the lid too. Hey. What? You son of a... You locked it. So? What's the big deal? I thought you can open it with that key you're wearing. Yeah, I can. No sweat. Where's your bucket load dripping off you over there? I think I'd like to open this box back up again. Could you lend me your Magatama key? Sure. Okay, let's see. Where's the keyhole? Well, it's the Magatama key, so it wouldn't go in the hole above the Magatama mark. Huh? It won't open. Would you look at that? Thief must have busted the lock when they forced the box open. Really? Because I'm not so sure about that. In any case, I'd better take another good look. To find proof that the victim was holding this box. Okay. Ooh, there's two splatters. This lid is really shut tight. I can't budge it no matter how hard I try. That's not what I wanted to look at though. Fine. Oh, there's a handprint. This bloodstain. It shows the outline of a hand. Could this be what I've been looking for? Don't you dust for prints? Your Majesty, take a look at this. There's a bloodstain here that outlines the shape of a hand. Really? Let me see that. Oh my, you're right. Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe the bloodstain is an outline of the victim's hand as he was holding the box. What? Even as he was being struck, he held on tight to the precious treasure box. After all, he'd gone through a lot of trouble to steal it. The blood from his head wound splattered across his hand and onto the box. You magistrate, don't let yourself be taken in. It's just more of his lawyerly deceit. What do you mean? Mr. Wright, where is your proof that the outline is that of the victim's hand? What? Should have seen this coming. Either show proof or prepare to meet the shears. Or you could save us all some time and bite your tongue out now and submit it instead. That I did not see coming. Well, defense, how about it? You have proof that the outline is the victim's hands. We know. Please submit your evidence at this time. Yeah, baby.
Take that!
Got it. This is the evidence that's going to save my ass. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, it just so happens I have the proof you require. You do? It's right here in this crime photo. It is? Where? Defense, please point it out. Point with the pointer.
Take that!
Mr. Payne, take a good look at the victims. Did the paper just go through the treasure box? See this? That's blood. What? Oh, and he's wearing gloves, so there wouldn't be any prints anyway. Well, place Mr. Roll's hand inside the bloody outline. You think the blood on his hand will complete the splatter? Exactly. Here goes nothing. And if they do form one complete splatter, it will prove my theory correct. Then the victim really was holding the box. I'm willing to bet my life on it. Defense reasserts that the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box. You can't be serious! I protest. There's no way they would ever match up. I assert that it's patently impossible for... Ah! Talk about tongue karma. Sounds like he just bit his. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or were you trying to submit your own tongue to the court? Why, you... I can hardly believe it. Apparently, not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff. Of course not, Your Majesty. This tongue doesn't lie. Now I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future too, if you wouldn't mind. Never has to know it really was a bluff. No, not Mr. Roll. Can't believe it. Sorry, Albie. I know it's upsetting news. He must have needed the money badly, probably to support his family. After all, he even gave up his dream of becoming a monk to help them. Oh, so that thing Mr. Roll would say to me. Yeah, he was probably warning you not to end up a thief. Mr. Roll.
Objection!
Now just wait 1 minute. The victim was the thief and he was holding the treasure box. And that means Mr. Roll was holding a murder weapon when he was killed. Oh, that's a very good point. It doesn't make much sense, does it?
Objection!
The victim was holding the treasure box. It couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been something else. The real murder weapon? Was something else? The blood was thought to have gotten onto the box when the box was used as a weapon. But it turns out that wasn't the case. Blood splattered on the treasure box the victim was holding. When he was struck with the real weapon, that's what really happened. Isn't that right, Mr. Understanding? Are you insinuating I'm the one who used this real weapon? Are you saying I'm wrong in my understanding? You got me riled up, lawyer man. I feel a song coming on. Oh no, please don't.
Yeah, Jesus. Looking for a weapon just don't exist. Pathetic lawyer man, drop into the abyss. Despicable lawyer man, you make me sick. You can disappear just like a magic trick. Worthless lawyer man, done him by a weapon. For you, miserable wretch, how doth you beckon? Does beckon, okay.
Yeah. I know I don't need to remind you, Defense, that your life is on the line.
I know, Your Majesty.
That you're prepared to risk it to this mere idea of a real murder weapon. This is it, the moment of truth. I can't back down, not now.
Yes, Your Majesty, I am. I'm confident the real murder weapon does indeed exist.
Watch it be the fucking dude's guitar.
That's a bold claim, Mr. Wright. Now let's see you back it up. Show us which piece of evidence points to this real murder weapon.
Gladly, if I knew which one it was. What would somebody like understand use to bludgeon someone?
Now then, Defense, please submit your evidence to the court.
Yeah, let's see it, lawyer man. Let's see this thing that shows the real murder weapon you say I used.
Oh.
Take that!
Or not. I thought he used the key to kill him and stuff. And then he had to, like, that's why it doesn't fit anymore. But I guess that's not it. Yeah, stop fucking... What do we even have? Oh, he's using a different guitar here. Alright.
Take that!
What I'm about to present is really nothing more than a possibility, but this thin thread is all I've got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to this photo of the morning dawn's deal of devotion.
You are the best.
That photo?
That photo? How is it going to help you, Mr. Wright?
There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. I was wondering why his guitar was
that
different.
as well.
Oh yeah? And what's this something, huh?
This thing here is odd to say the least.
Yeah, I was wondering why the guitar was different, but...
Take that!
Mr. Understanding, why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo?
Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes.
I believe you said your Demolin was your one and only.
Well, Mr. Understanding, what do you have to say to that?
I got nothing to say.
Then allow me to answer for you.
They're different because the one in the photo is no longer in playable condition. Not after you used it to bludgeon Mr. Roll to death. My old partner wasn't doing so hot, so I brought her sister along, that's all. Not a big deal, are you, man? In that case, please submit your old demolin to this court as evidence. Too bad. You're too late. I got rid of her yesterday. You what? Burned her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby. Haha. No! It's already destroyed the evidence? And I see more trash right here in this court that needs to burn in the fires of hell. Lawyer trash. There's no proof to show. Oh, come on, that was pathetic. Your agony can sound better than that. Where's that great scream of yours? This just can't be how it ends. I think I've heard enough. Seems the defense is unable to produce the evidence it needs to prove its assertion. But, Your Majesty, that's only because the witness destroyed it. Evidence is everything in court. And tell me you've forgotten this most fundamental principle of your profession. Without sufficient proof, your claim that Mr. Understanding is a murderer is no more than conjecture. Ah. Here's the pain expression I've been looking for. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting. What is it now? You accused Mr. Understanding of being the thief, but the real thief turned out to be the victim. Uh-oh. And with that, Mr. Understanding's purported motive for murder goes out the window. Great point, prosecutor. You tell him. If I had been there, I would have just called roll and gotten the treasure back. There wasn't any reason for me to kill him now. Was there? There's no good counter-argument to that. Sounds to me like Mr. Understanding has been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunate as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict in this case. Not good. Defense, I trust you understand that you yourself will receive for what you yourself will receive for taking on this case. What do I do? The murder weapon's been destroyed, and now I've got no motive. Poor Albie will be convicted, and I'll lose my life too. Mr. Wright, you've wasted this court's time and disparaged everything we hold sacred. We should charge you with less majesty in addition to the crime of abetting the accused. Why would you charge more if he's already being put to death? What the fuck? Yeah, you should pay for desecrating my good name. Goodbye, lawyer man. Time for you to do some repenting in the Twilight Realm.
It's the American way.
This guy's guilty of sin, I just know it. Must have had some reason to kill Mr. Roll, but what? Come on, people, let me hear you scream and shout. It's time to take this lawyer trash out. Thing to do at a time like this is to turn my thinking around. I shouldn't be trying to figure out what Understanding's motive was. I should be thinking about what kind of situation would give him a motive. Did you steal it? He said. We know that Mr. Rule was a thief and that he had gotten his hands on the box. So then why... Why in the world did he ask Albie that question? What about the treasure box would have prompted him to... No, he wasn't a thief. Ah! Defense, what's gotten into you? Now I get it. Now it all makes sense. Yeah, he wasn't a thief. He just was carrying the box with him because the contents were empty. Like Paul Kunka, man. What you trying to say? Muttering and squealing to yourself? Sounds like you knocked something loose upstairs. Your Majesty, please hold off from your ruling for just a little while longer. Don't tell me you're going to start begging for your life now. No, Your Majesty, that's not it. It's just that I realized something important. We've been operating under a serious misconception this whole time. A misconception, you say? That's right. A mistaken notion about the treasure box. Could this really be true? If so, there's still a lot to figure out. Jesus, how long is this gonna go on for? Fucking dick. Let's hear what you have to say. Thank you, Your Majesty. Majesty? This is more of his nonsense. He's just stalling for time. It's your last chance, Defense. The second I find it really is nothing but nonsense, no amount of begging will stay my hand. Understand? Yes, Your Majesty. We all know this is just going to be another one of your stupid bluffs. Now then, Defense, what is this misconception you mentioned? What if the treasure box was already empty from the start? What? What? Please recall that when Mr. Ole ran into Albie on the Great Stairs, he asked the boy a question. Did you steal it? He said. Also recall that Mr. Ole was holding the treasure box at the time, so why then did he ask Albie the question that he did? That is a bit peculiar, isn't it? Not at all, Your Majesty. Not once you realize that by the time Mr. Ole got to the treasure box room, the treasure box was already empty. I beg your pardon? Mr. Ole suspected that Albie had gotten to it first, which is why he confronted Albie when he ran into the boy on the stairs. But how would the victim have known the treasure box was empty? He didn't have any way of opening it. Once a year, the victim had the duty of carrying the treasure box to the palace. He was so proud when he was put in charge of guarding the treasure box. He even got to carry the box to the palace for the New Year's rite. He would have been able to tell by the weight when he lifted it that the box was empty. Oh, I see. I suppose I would have been able to tell, wouldn't he? Mr. Ole most likely decided that to at least steal the empty box. It's an important historical artifact in and of itself, after all. But what's your point, Mr. Wright? What does any of this have to do with Mr. Understanding? My point is this. It gave Mr. Understanding a motive to murder the victim. A motive? Mr. Understanding, keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, isn't it? So if anyone had found out that the treasure was missing, you would have been accused of incompetence. From the moment Mr. Ole discovered that the treasure was gone, his fate was sealed, because you decided then that he had to be silenced forever. But that's absurd! Can you believe this stuff that comes out of this guy's mouth? This is all just a colossal joke. But then what really happened to the treasure? It had been stolen long before this incident occurred, by Mr. P's loving understanding himself. Mr. Wright, will you stop making that nothing to accuse Mr. Understanding? Your Majesty, please don't listen to these trumped-up charges the defense is grasping. The treasure box can only be opened with the key Mr. Understanding holds. Who else could have stolen the treasure? As I said, the accused stole the treasure by forcing open the box. Your Majesty, I call for a swift ruling. I'm not ready to give my verdict yet. What? Defense has successfully presented a new possibility in this case. Finally, a tiny shred of hope. Mr. Understanding, would you care to make any statements in response to the defense's claims? That's some good statements, man. This is all bull. My noggin's on a rage cage and it's ready to explode, baby. Instructor Understanding, please calm yourself. Not gonna take it. No, I ain't gonna take it. I dutifully watched over that treasure with pride. Now I'm getting accused of stealing it? This lawyer is a lying scumbag. You better believe I got something to say. Open your ear holes, sheeple. Let's rock. Alright. Here we go again. I can't believe this is still going on, Jesus. Long first trial. The founders over me, I did it.
It goes on and on.
This lying lawyers, insults, no limits. All this time I guarded your faithfully. Sacred duty to the Holy Mother, easy to see. I so clearly accused that the deed, forced the box open, no key did he need. Lying lawyer, condemned him to hell, take him, throw him into a prison cell. Okay. Can we cross-examine him now? Either the treasure box was forced open by the accused, as the witness claims, or Mr. Understand didn't open it, as the defense claims. Defense, this is your last chance to cross-examine the witness. If you are unable to prove your assertions by the end of this cross-examination, then the DC Act will come into play and both you and the accused will lose your lives. I understand. Life or death. Mr. Wright. Don't worry, Albie. I'm here to defend you. I promise it'll be alright. Thank you. I believe in you, Mr. Wright. I know you can win this for us. And after we win, we can go see Miss Maya. Together. It's a deal. Can't let Albie down. I have to win this trial. Somehow I have to prove that only Understanding could have stolen the treasure. Do your worst, lawyer trash. This is your requiem. The last song you'll ever hear on this mortal coil. I like really need to go piss, but I think we're close now.
Hold it!
Just gonna press everything. The argument that Dior was already gone before the murder fits all the facts. It's no use even talking to you. Where's your proof that I stole Dior? Oh, lawyer trash. He's right. I don't have any proof yet, but I'll find some. All this time I guarded your faithfully, sacred duty to all matter easy to see.
Hold it!
Your sacred duty, huh? The problem with that is that I don't think you really are a true believer. Why, you... How dare you question my faith? It's downright insulting. I'm not trying to insult you, but I can't suspend logic either. You wormed your way into the temple with the intent of stealing the treasure, didn't you? Of all the insults I can take out of you, lawyer trash. You're the only one who can open the treasure box. Just keep on arguing the same old lie. I sing the truth, hear my battle cry. Do we have any proof that the thing is... We don't have the... Wait, we don't have the news report anymore about the thing? Okay. Wait, there it is, maybe. Okay, that didn't actually say anything. Okay. Continue pressing. Defendant didn't force the box open. That's a lie. In fact, you're the one who opened it, isn't that right? Okay, that's not gonna be any use. Oh, come on, you just saw it yourself, didn't you? Lock was busted on account of the box being forced open. Oh yeah. Well, there's your proof right there. Score one for the metalhead. Look, if the accused really didn't try to force his way into the box, And how do you explain why the lock was busted and wouldn't open for you earlier? How do I explain why the box wouldn't unlock earlier? Maybe there's a different key. I'd like to suggest that a different key is required to open it. A different key? To open the box? As we saw earlier, the box wouldn't open with Mr. Understanding's key. Which means that a different key, a true key, must exist. Are you kidding me? Of course not. You can't prove that it doesn't exist. Just calm down a second and think about it, lawyer man. Why in the world would I bring a fake key here with me? Why, you ask? Well, because... Well, I guess you got me there. Looks like that battling brook you call a mouth has dried up at the source defense. Darn, messed that one up. It's a different way to open it. Didn't get penalized for this, so... Can't be right. Different way to open it? What are you talking about? There's a secret trick to opening to protect its contents from being stolen. You're the only one who knows how it works, isn't that right? Yeah, that's not gonna be it. If for real, been watching too many movies, lawyer man. Yeah. Oh. Well, at least we got something new out of it.
Hold it!
Illusional, am I? We'll see about that. Well, that he is, that's called delusion. Mixed up lawyer, drowning in confusion. Indeed, the defense's sinful wrongdoing has made him lose touch with reality. Let's hear it. What will it be for the sinner's flight of fancy? Nothing, because I'm not the delusional one. I just know there's gotta be some secret trick to opening the treasure box. Oh, really? And where exactly is this secret hidden? The secret is obviously hidden in... the key. I'd like to examine it if you please. Ha ha ha, you don't know when to quit, do you? Here, go ahead, examine it all you like. Nothing. I don't see a thing. Really? Not the key? You already examined the magic thingy. Come on, dude. Wait, what did you just say? I'll sing it as many times as I have to get it out of your thick, through your thick glory skull. Only the minima key unlocks the treasure. Force it and reap the founder's displeasure. Yeah. For the forgetful defense's sake, could you please add that to your testimony?
Hold it!
There must be some secret trick to this key. Oh yeah? And what exactly is the secret trick? What's that smug look for? Maybe something like... can change shapes? Wow, man, that's some wild imagination you got there. Give credit where credit's due. You can daydream like a champ. Just like any Magatama, this key is made of a translucent material. One look and it's pretty obvious it can't change shapes. Yeah, I wasn't really so sold on that one myself. But it felt like there was something odd about this Aristandin's testimony just now. I think I'd better take another look through the evidence. When the butterfly embraces the midama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I guess this, maybe? I don't see anything else. Presenting the box again doesn't make any sense.
Come on, you need to beat Gaspin.
Yeah, here goes nothing.
Objection!
Nope, that wasn't it. Fuck. God damn it. I don't have much left to fuck this up with. What do you say?
Maybe there's something on the photo of the victim. Otherwise, I have nothing.
Objection!
Oh, I thought that was suspicious. So I guess now we can present the text on how to open the box.
Take that!
Oh my god. I accidentally muted myself and I was talking the entire time. I'm so fucking dumb. Sorry about that. I was just saying that, like, it's a frequent problem in these games that you're, like, one step ahead of it, and you have to figure out what step it wants in between. Oh well, anyway. What's that? The Song of the Ceremony? All this time, the answer was right there in front of me. It's right there in the Song of Ceremony performed during the Dance of Devotion. Your Majesty, the Song of Ceremony tells us the treasure of the founder of Koreanism. But hidden within its lyrics is the secret behind how to really open the treasure box. Holy Mother! Yeah. How can it be defense? The Song of Ceremony contains the following lyrics. When the butterfly embraces the midama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I believe the midama here refers to the midama key. Well, yes, it is the same word, but that doesn't mean... You've been calling this key the Magatama key, and that's why I inserted the key into the lock with the Magatama design on it. That was obviously not the right way to use it. And I suppose you know the right way? I do, Your Majesty. To use the key properly, you have to first... cross the mountain horizontally. Flip horizontally? And what good would that do? It would turn the Magatama key into the Amatagam key. But haven't you been trying to argue that it's the midama key? Oops. That's right. My apologies, Your Majesty. Please disregard all of that. All you really have to do is flip it vertically. You turn the Magatama shape upside down like this. I thought flipping it horizontally meant like flipping it by the x-axis, which would be turning it upside down and not, you know. Whatever. It becomes the Chinese symbol of the soul, in other words, a midama. You're absolutely right. Now what? What do you do with it? Too big to fit in a lock that way. Oh, I knew he was just bluffing. Bluffs and lies are the only tools of his trade after all. Nope. You just hold it to it. Is that supposed to be a butterfly? Oh, okay. Yeah, that fits.
Looks more like a moth, but close enough, I guess.
Yeah. My goodness. Treasure box. It really opened. No way, man. What? No! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the real secret behind the Song of Ceremony. It's the true key to opening the treasure box. It's all over, Mr. Payne. How so? Let's say someone was fooled into trying to force the front-facing lock open. Sadly for them, it won't budge. That's because the lock is, after all, just a decoy. And what you're saying is, neither the victim nor the defendant would have been able to open the box. They therefore had no way of stealing the treasure. The only one who could have stolen it is the one man who knew about the Midama key. Peace, love, and understanding. But I'm not done yet. Please recall the scene of the crime. On the floor by Mr. Wool's body was a very unlocked and very open treasure box. Only someone who knew how to open the box could have left it in that state. And so, there can be only one true culprit. Admit it, Mr. Understanding, you're the one who killed Mr. Wool. I'm not gonna do that. I wanna not rip out my fucking vocal cords. You ever get it? All right.
You did it, boy.
We did it! Yay! Curse him. It's all his fault. Why'd he have to try and steal the treasure? Why'd I have to spot him with that box?
That was long for a first case.
It's his fault. I had to cause that blackout and clock him good. Yeah, that was really long. Like almost... What are we at now? Okay, we're 3 hours and... Couldn't let my secret get out. Nobody could know the treasure box is empty. Lose my position as head monk. Who knows what else they'd do to me. Couldn't let... I had to stop him. So who actually has the orb now? Does he have it? Dots. What a shocking development. Can scarcely believe it. Nothing like this has ever happened since the DC Act was enacted 23 years ago.
Maybe we will find out.
No, my perfect, unblemished record. Destroyed. The incredible pain. Ruined. Of course. Did the lawyer really win? Can't believe it. No way! No way! Set peace. Honestly speaking, I'm just as shocked as everyone else. But the truth has been made known, so it's time for me to give my verdict. In the name of the Holy Mother, this court finds the accused. I'll be your guide. Yay! What is this? Okay. Question mark?
It's magic.
Alrighty. April 24th, 1:36 p.m. High Court of Corraine. Accused lobby. There's still quite a commotion. People in the gallery show no signs of clearing out.
Can't believe it.
Maybe
Not
it
guilty.
was the soul of the victim or
Still
some
in shock.
symbolic stuff
Can you
like
believe
that.
that? Well, everyone's eyes on me. This can't be happening. It's impossible. Holy Mother preserve us. I've been in the defense lobby quite this uncomfortable. Is Maya gonna be here or something? Nope. Mr. Wright! No, I'll be. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you did for me. Just glad it turned out okay. It was touch and go there for a while. I'm really sorry, Mr. Wright. I had a really hard time trusting you at first. That's okay, Albie. I know how unpopular lawyers are in this country. How did it ever get this way in the first place? Allow me to explain. At least, I wish I could explain. But I don't really know why. I never even questioned it before today. By the time I was born, all the lawyers were already gone. As far back as I can remember, verdicts have been based on her benevolence as insight. Right, Rayfa, the royal priestess.
The loyal royal.
Yeah. For her part, I'm sure she really believes in what she says, but even with her benevolence as divination seances, lawyers are still necessary. Without proper defense, people could easily wind up receiving wrongful convictions. Mr. Wright! Shh! Huh? Don't say that so loud! People might think you're a rebel. You could be arrested. A rebel? That's right. One of those people going against our queen and the court system. Fuck this. Call themselves the Defiant Dragons.
Rebels will be shot.
They're led by a scary guy named Dirk. They'll do anything to overthrow her eminence, even commit crimes. Dirk. I remember people in the gallery mentioning that name. The things you're saying sound a lot like the stuff they say. But you're not scary like that Dirk guy. Pardon the intrusion. Who the fuck this? You. Yeah, you. I want to talk to you, see? Flight is it? Right, sir. Phoenix Wright. And you're... I'm the Craney's Minister of Justice. Name's Inga Kirkul Crane. I can't figure out what his name is a pun of. I oversee the whole legal shebang. I was watching that three-ring circus in there. You were? Wow. Minister of Justice. He's in charge of the entire court system. Defense Culpability Act and all. Minister Inga, how are you,
The
sir?
pun is that he's a cool guy.
I don't get that pun. Run along, mini monk. Grown-ups are talking here. Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir. May I help you or something? Just wanted a good look at you. Eyes like you aren't exactly a dime a dozen around here. Well, eyeing me like I'm some kind of exotic creature in a cage. Oh yeah, might as well share this little morsel with you. Turns out Earl was a seasoned thief.
Anyway, I don't
Repeat
know
offender,
it either.
see? My men look into it. Found all the booty I'd been pilfered right there in his digs. But he seemed like such a nice man. Why, Mr. Earl, why? Guess he was doing it for the family. What a mook. A mook? How can you say that? Huh. Guess that kind of sob story gets you coming folk all misty-eyed, huh? Anyway, another thing. My man, check out that Korean then understanding fella too. Wasn't one with the sticky fingers. It's the insurgents. What? They put the squeeze on our head monk apparently. So he gave up the founder's orb and tried to keep it hush-hush. Wow, I see. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, say what? It was a cute little number you pulled in my courtroom today, wasn't it? First not guilty ruling in 23 years. Making waves, see? Stirring the pot. Catch my drift. Oh, well, yikes, I'm in for it now. Huh. Thanks to that song and dance, we know our precious national treasure got nicked. So I'm gonna call it a wash and let it slide this time. All I did was defend the accused. You do best to read between the lines here, chump. Standing on thin ice, you get my drift. Even that dirty no-good-neck punk knows to cash in his
I
chips
wonder
before the
if
house
this
steps
guy
in.
would like you to go swimming.
Do us both a favor and keep an eye on the path you're walking down. Never know whose toes you might be stepping on. This ain't your turf, buddy. Never forget whose soil it is you're standing on. What, are you gonna play Splatoon? Hey, come back! I'm gonna play Nintendo games. Yikes, he was kinda scary, wasn't he? Yeah, well, no use worrying about it. We have more important things to think about. Such as, when can we continue the sightseeing tour? Tour? Ooh, anytime, sir. You still have plenty of time until Miss Maya's training ends. And there are still lots more temples to see and all kinds of local foods to eat. Can show you the natural beauty of the area, the waterfalls used for training, and I haven't shown you the breathtaking mountain view from the Plaza of Devotion yet, and there's this place where they angle... Alright, slow down, Ollie. There's plenty of time. And when we're done with all that, we can go see Miss Maya together. Yeah, you bet. I wonder how she's doing. Probably getting accused again. Because that's like what happens every fucking time.
So, how about that not guilty, Dirk?
I heard. Sounds like the winds of change are beginning to stir.
Wow, this got anime. I blew the winds of destruction away.
Who are these fellas?
Alright, finally. Nope, not yet, motherfucker. Alright, that was long
Time
shit.
to sleep.
Next time we're probably not going to be able to do the entire court ruling in one session, so we're going to have to split things up. Because from here on out, we're also going to have to do investigating and stuff. You know, the whole Phoenix Wright shebang. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for joining me, and see you next time.